So this video that I'm about to do is for our Mystery Island Volcano that was on our main set. Going to show you a little bit about how we put that together and how it was built and put up on our set, and we're going to walk through that here. So when we start off our set, it's just our blank worship center stage. We put black drape up to hide our regular walls, and we also put up a large, we call this our sky backdrop. It is some photo backdrops that have been sewn together to just create a blue sky pattern. We ordered some sky backdrops from a photography website, and somebody sewed them together for us, and we put that up with very tall pipe and drape poles. So in front of that is where we're going to build our volcano. And to show you how the volcano was put together, this is actually 2 layers of materials. The back layer is that you see, that is the white here, and you'll see it in a few other places here and up here. That is coroplast, or corrugated plastic. And then in front of that is our cardboard, which we used a textured double roller using a combination of gray and black to create this rocky pattern, and then hand painted some lava, some greenery, and things like that. The reason we used the white coroplast is because we use a lot of lighting effects, and we're going to backlight this volcano with red lighting to try to get it to glow red. If you don't have the lighting effects, you may just want to, instead of doing white coroplast, you may just want to use painted lava like you see here in all over your volcano to make that look a little better. And the reason that might work for you is because if you don't have the lighting to make this white glow, it might look like your volcano is covered in snow, and that doesn't work real well. But you'll see that each piece of the volcano is actually made up of 5 separate pieces, and each one of those is built in segments. So there's actually a seam running right here, and there's another seam, I believe, right about here. So when you're putting this together, these come in large sheets. So we put a thin board over the seam, and we screw this down to that thin board, and then we end up taking those boards, and you can see the men here. We put those on large 2x4s. These are probably 12, 13-foot 2x4s. So basically we build a framework across the seams onto these large 2x4s, and then we attach those 2x4s to our stage jacks, which are L brackets, and you can kind of see those here that this gentleman is holding. And then we were able to just take each individual piece up into the air. We built them on the ground, and then we placed them where we wanted to place them. So you can see here is another piece going up. It was built the same way. There's a seam here. There's long 2x4 running up this way, a long 2x4 running up this way. Then here are our stage jacks, which are these L brackets that we use at the bottom. Sometimes we use these forwards, sometimes we use these backwards. You can see over here on this volcano piece, it was sort of the same way. There's a long 2x4. It's screwed to an 8-foot jack here and here. So, and then there's a seam up here. These 2x4s extend up behind to make that structural. So as you can tell, we're building our volcano with 5 or 6 separate pieces. You can kind of see the seams through all of these. They're very visible now, but once we build the rest of our set, those will kind of disappear. So we built this one up here first. It goes in the background. These 2 pieces are built slightly in front, here and here. And then we're going to add more pieces as we go. Here's a kind of the view of the same thing, just from a different angle. And then as we continue to go, You can see now we've got a little side mountain up here. Over on this side, we've attached some clouds to it as well. Then we begin adding another layer. So we have, right now we basically have 3 layers, back, middle, and front. Going on here, here's our back, here's our middle, here's our front. And then when we get here to the end, you see we have 5 total pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's gaps in between all of these 5 pieces. This little side filler over here, which is like a mountain, was built the same way. And then this volcano, or excuse me, not volcano, waterfall over here was built the same way. It's just cardboard, painted to look like a waterfall. It's got a seam there. It's got the brackets coming down. You'll notice that we have lots of empty space here. During the construction process, we realized that later on in the construction, we're going to be building other things in front of those. So we just go ahead and leave those open. No use using or building material on something nobody's ever going to see anyway. So that is how we built our volcano, using coroplast and painted cardboard on some really tall 2x4s and leg jacks.